Hey guys, I'm here with Smokey today to answer a question that a lot of you have been asking, which is, how do I potty train Smokey? Now, believe it or not, just like dogs, birds can be potty trained, and you'll be surprised to find that it's actually quite easy to potty train a bird. It just takes two things. One is patience, and the other is consistency. Now, before I go into how to potty train a bird, the most important thing you need to understand before potty training your bird is that you need to set the bird up for success. That's super important. Pretty much what you don't want to do is you don't want to catch your bird in the act of doing it and then try to punish him for it. That's not going to work. So instead, what I would do is for the first week, mentally take note of when your bird is most likely to go potty. For example, when I observed Smokey, I noticed that she's most likely to go potty about 15 minutes after she eats a full meal, and about 15 minutes after each one of those periods of time. She's also, most birds are like this, they'll most likely go potty when they're on a flat surface, such as a table or even on the floor. When I put Smokey on a perch and I walk away from her and she tries to get to me, she's most likely also going to want to go just so that she can get a little bit of weight off of her so that she can fly to me. So all of those are things you need to notice about your bird so that you can catch them in the act of pottying and be able to predict that and then kind of give the cue and then reward them after they do the behavior. So to kind of put into perspective and to kind of make it easier to understand, here's what I would do. Every single day for about a week, observe your bird, try to take note mentally again of when they're most likely to go potty. And after that week that you're done observing your bird, you can probably predict when they're most likely to go. So with Smokey, I would go out to the aviary, and I know she wants to come inside with me. So before I let her inside, I would just tell her, go potty, and I will repeat that cue over and over again. Eventually, she's going to go potty. She has no idea what the word go potty means. And right after she goes potty, I open the door and tell her, good girl, and I reward her with a treat and bring her inside. It's really important that if you guys have a clicker, right after your bird goes potty after the command, you click and reward. But if you don't have a clicker, that's perfectly fine. Just tell the bird, good boy or good girl, and give him a treat right afterwards. Now, if your bird's inside the cage, for example, instead of just opening the cage door and letting your bird out, I would repeat the command, go potty, or whatever it is that you want to be the cue for the bird to defecate. And after the bird goes, I would say, good bird. Open the door, reward him with a treat, and let him out. The point is this. You want the bird to view pottying in their cage, in the aviary. You want them to view defecating on a perch to be much more reinforcing, much more rewarding than pooping on you or pooping inside your room. And that really is the whole point. Now, after the bird's used to going potty before you take him out of the cage, you want to generalize the bird so that it knows that the term go potty means that you want it to go potty wherever it is. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you only give the command when the bird's inside the cage, over time the bird's going to think that the command only applies to when the bird's inside the cage. So what you want to eventually do is you want to generalize the bird to understand that when it hears go potty, you want it to defecate. So another tip I would give is after the bird is good with going inside the cage, put the bird on the floor. And automatically, the majority of birds, when they're on the floor and they're trying to get to you, they will at some point go potty. So when they're on the floor, just give the command, go potty, and wait for it. And when the bird does go potty, if you have a clicker, click and reward. Or if you don't have a clicker, just tell them, good bird, and reward with a treat, and pick them back up. Smokey's been trained to go potty inside her cage, inside her aviary. She's been trained to go potty on this perch if she needs to. But she knows that whenever she's on me, or she's inside my room, she knows not to go there. In fact, a really cool thing about Smokey is, she was really, really easy to potty train. And I found that after I potty trained her, one of the really cool things about her is that she never poops wherever she sleeps. And she never poops wherever she lives. Some birds might be like this. And that happens because over the years, they've adapted from their ancestors to not poop where they live because they don't want to attract, hey, Smokes, they don't want to attract the attention of predators. So what I did with Smokey is, when she's inside my room, I would let her on my bed, I would take her all around the room, I'd play with her inside my room. I let her know that, hey, my room is a play area. It's kind of like her home. So she knows not to potty inside her home. But instead, whenever she's in my room, this perch is always inside as well. So if she needs to go, she knows to fly right back onto the perch, do her business, and then fly back to me. So again, to kind of sum it up, teaching a bird how to potty is fairly simple. It just takes patience and it takes consistency. You have to always be consistent. Whenever your bird's inside the cage, step one, give them the command. After they do their business, open up the cage, tell them good girl, and offer them your hand to take them out. Therefore, the bird understands sooner or later that, hey, the only way that I'm going to be let out of my cage is if I go and do my business on command. Alright guys, so just some last minute tips about potty training your bird. One is, if you guys try to get your bird to go potty and you repeat the cue over and over, but the bird won't go, maybe at that point the bird just doesn't need to go. So in that case, just close the cage door and try again in maybe 15 minutes. Second is, if you catch your bird pooping where it shouldn't be pooping, like on your bed, or if it accidentally poops on you and your shoulder when you have your bird on you, just understand that wasn't the bird's fault. You just have to be able to better analyze and understand your bird's body language a little bit better. So that ties into what I said earlier about observing your bird for about a week and noticing when they're most likely to go. So if the bird does poop on you, all that means is you need to do a better job at learning and reading the bird's body language and try again next time. Lastly, so does this mean that every time the bird poops on command, we need to give the bird a reward? No, it doesn't. At the very beginning of training, I would do that at the very beginning. But after the bird understands what it means to go potty, taking the bird out of the cage should be reinforcing enough so that the bird would continue to do that over and over. And just like bad habits, good habits are really hard to break. Alright, good luck guys.